Namo Buddhaya. Welcome back to Monks in the Morning from Colombo Dhamma Friends of Mahame. The monks here are so happy to get to spend time with you now. Have you ever helped your family before? I'm sure you have. Maybe you've given them gifts, or you took care of them when they were sick, or maybe you've helped them with things around the house. All of these are great ways to help our relatives. But do these things help them in their next lives? No, not really, do they? So today, we'll learn ways that we can help our relatives in this life and future lives as well. Let's start by taking the refuges and the precepts. Place your hands together and think about the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha while you chant along with us.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Say after me. I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. With the refuge of the Noble Triple Gem, I observe these precepts for happiness in this life, for rebirth in heaven, to escape from the sufferings of samsara. May it help me May it be a blessing. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, meritorious children. We hope you are living a peaceful life by gaining the protection from the Buddha's teachings, comparing your life, matching your life with the Buddha's teachings, and leading your life in a proper way by hearing the Buddha's wonderful teachings. So we should be happy and thinking the value of learning the Buddha's teachings and the protection that we get from the Buddha's teachings. So you should always feel happy when you apply the Buddha's teachings. You should feel very happy when you get good results by practicing the Buddha's teachings. You should compare yourself to the past, how you were and how you are. Then you will be grateful to the Buddha. Then you will be grateful to the Dhamma. You will be grateful for the Sangha. Generally to the Maha Sangha, and also for the monks who are preaching Dhamma to you all. Children, today we decided to teach you about some powers, and also how these powers will help you in life, the protection that you get by developing these powers. So before I teach you about these powers, I should remind you a sutta that we are learning these days, a great sutta. That sutta is the Mangala Sutta. Mangala Sutta. Today, from Mangala Sutta, we are learning the quality of Jnatakanancha Sangaho. That means giving assistance to relatives. Children, all of us have relatives. So how can we assist our relatives? What can you do for your relatives? Usually now these Dhamma sermons are listened by the children away from Sri Lanka, and also children living in Sri Lanka. Sometimes when you all come back from foreign countries, you bring clothes for your relatives. Sometimes you bring toys for your relatives, for your cousins, food and special things. Sometimes you bring something from that country, something special for that country. Those things are good. You can give some happiness. But what can they do with those things? If you bring food, after they eat, it will digest. It will only last for 1 or maximum 2 days. If you bring clothes, they will wear it for a couple of months and throw it away. They cannot do anything afterwards. You can't help them. You can't give something that will really help throughout the sansara. So when we are giving something, we should give things that will help in this life and also in future births, and something to overcome suffering, children. Sometimes the things that we offer to them, if those things break within 1 or 2 days, they will regret. What do you think, children? Won't they regret? They will regret. They will be so unhappy. But if we can give something valuable in this life, and also something that will not help them, not lead them to suffer in any point of way, in any form of way, to be happy after hearing that, we should try to give something like that. What is that actually, children? What can you give? What can you give to your relatives that will help them to be happy? Children, you can give something to your relatives that will help them to overcome anger forever, not to get angry when there is a situation to get angry. What do you think about that? Then not to get attached in a moment they shouldn't get attached, and not to cry in a situation that they could cry. So crying is a suffering for people, and crying is something to be ashamed after doing. Now imagine if you cry in your school, or after you cry, how do you feel, children? Happy or unhappy? So why should we do such things, and why should we let our relatives to suffer like this? So you should give the gift of the Buddha's teachings to your relatives' children. How can you give the gift of the Buddha's teachings, the Buddha's gift to your relatives? Children, so to treat our relatives, we can treat them in a wonderful way that will help them to live with enormous happiness. Do you know what are the benefits they could get by practicing these good qualities? Children, these are the benefits, children. Once you teach them the Buddha's teachings, they will not have fear regarding their livelihood. That means the life that they are living, they will not have fear in their life. And the second advantage is they will not get blamed by others. They will not have the fear of getting blamed for the actions that they do. Now sometimes some people, for the actions that they do, they get blamed after a few hours or after a few days. For the things they do in life, they get blamed. So if you can give the gift of Dhamma to your relatives, what would they get? They would not have fear of any disrepute. They will not have fear of getting blamed in life. What do you think about it, children? That's great, right? Yeah. Then when you give the gift of Dhamma to your relatives, they will not have fear about feeling insecure among a lot of people. They can go to any assembly without fear. Now some people, because of they steal, they are thieves, and they are cunning, and they are killing living beings. They are harming others. Such people who are cheating their parents, who are cheating their teachers, they can't go to an assembly with a confident mind. Why? Their conduct is bad. They are living, the way of living, the way they speak, the way they talk, the way they do actions, the way they think is totally bad or partially bad. So if you give the gift of the Buddha's teachings, if you give the gift of the Buddha's teachings to your relatives, see the benefits they get. And also children, they will not have any fear about their death. That means when they die, they won't cry. Have you ever thought of supporting your relatives like this, in this manner? Have you ever thought, children? Now think to take care of your relatives like this. I'm teaching this sermon from a sutta called Bala Sanghavattu from Anguttara Nikaya about the powers, how to treat others. It's a power, children. When you treat like this, it's a power that you gain to your life by helping others. So when you give this to your relatives, you will be able to experience these wonderful benefits when you also practice this Dhamma and share the Buddha's teachings with your relatives. Whatever you learn from the monks in the morning, try to share it with your friends. Try to share it with your relatives. So you can tell your relatives, you can ask when they call you, uncle or auntie, do you know a way? Do you know that there's a way to live without fear regarding your life? To live without fear of getting blamed, and to live with a peaceful mind. You should be in a way that you can go to any place, and to live without having fear at death, and also without having fear of being born in a bad destination. So if you can give all those benefits by teaching the Buddha's teachings, by sharing the Buddha's teachings with your relatives, with your friends, children, you all are growing with merit. You all are not just passing the days unnecessarily, in a wrong way, in an evil way. You are spending the days in a meaningful way, children. So try to support your relatives by sharing the Buddha's teachings. So what you can do is, you can teach them about wisdom. That is a power. What is wisdom? Wisdom is the ability to understand what is good and bad. Then you can teach them about effort. Effort is not just burning midnight oil, not just studying until morning. not just working hard, not just gardening or watering the plants. This effort is when a bad thought comes to your mind to remove that bad thought. Then also we should know what is proper in life. We should have the power of by knowing what is proper in life. So a good conduct. So that is he will live with good bodily actions, with good verbal actions. That means they will know what they should talk properly. That will not hurt other people's mind. Now sometimes when people talk, they are hurting others. And the ones they talk, after they speak, they also regret for using such words. And then we should be endowed with right thoughts. So we should develop that power also. And also we should have the power of treating others. So you can tell your relatives to practice dana. You can tell uncle or auntie, only by practicing dana we get. When you give food, we are giving long life, beauty, comfort, and energy. And also in return, we are getting those things. So you can tell about dana to your relatives. Then you can tell your relatives to have pleasant words. And also we can encourage our relatives to do good deeds and also to overcome greediness and also make them wise. So that is by encouraging them to do good wholesome deeds. And also you can tell your relatives, try to be equal to good people. Try to become a stream entrant. Try to become like the stream entrants who lived in the past. Try to become a one returner. Try to become a non-returner, and try to become a arahant one day. So you can encourage your relatives to practice these wonderful qualities. Then they will experience these benefits. What are the benefits, children? When you take care of your relatives like this, when you encourage your relatives to develop these four powers, these wonderful powers, they will live happily. Your relatives will not have fear about their livelihood. They will not have fear about being blamed, and they will not have fear about going to assembly to a group of people, and they will not suffer at the death, and they will not have the fear of being born in a bad place. Now tell me, what is good? Just offering clothes, just giving some food, or giving the protection from the Buddha's teachings? What is chief? What is foremost? Teaching the Buddha's teachings to your relatives. So we should support your relatives. We should support our relatives by the Buddha's teachings, by giving food, clothing as well. Giving food, clothing, shelter, medicine as well. Because to practice the Buddha's teachings, we should survive. We should live. So to live peacefully, we need the normal, ordinary things, food, clothing, to practice the Dhamma. And also to live a peaceful life, we should support each other. So children, may you have the opportunity to develop these four powers and experience these great benefits in life and overcome fear forever. And may you be able to help your relatives to overcome fear and practice this sutta, that is Balasanghavattu Sutta in Anguttara Nikaya, and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.
Buddha Nusati. Now we're going to practice a very useful meditation called Buddha Nusati. We think about the Supreme Buddha's qualities so that our mind can become calm and concentrated. This kind of meditation also helps us to develop confidence in the Supreme Buddha. So, close your eyes and sit quietly. Try not to move so that our minds can become still. Now, think in this way.
My great teacher, Gautama Buddha, eradicated passion, hatred and delusion. Supreme Buddha, eradicated the desire for seeing forms, eradicated the desire for hearing sounds, eradicated the desire for smelling odors, eradicated the desire for tasting flavors, eradicated the desire for touching tangibles, eradicated the desire for thinking thoughts. In this way, the great teacher, Supreme Buddha, is an Arahant. Supreme Buddha realize the Four Noble Truths without anyone's help. In this way, the great teacher is a Samma Sambuddha, Supreme Buddha, saw the passing away of other beings. Supreme Buddha recollected past lives, purified the mind from all taint, developed great virtue, concentration and wisdom. In this way, the great teacher is Vijjacharana Sampanno. Supreme Buddha followed the noble path and achieved true happiness, achieved Nibbana. In this way, the great Buddha is Sugato, my great teacher, Supreme Buddha, understood all worlds and escaped from all worlds. In this way, the great Buddha is Lokavidu, Supreme Buddha, tamed others' mind with supernatural powers by reading others' mind, by preaching the Dhamma, became an incomparable teacher. In this way, the great Buddha is Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati, Supreme Buddha became a great teacher for gods and humans. In this way, the great Buddha became a Satta Deva Manusanam, Supreme Buddha taught the sublime Dhamma without holding anything back. In this way, the great Buddha is Buddha, my great teacher, Gautama Buddha, obtained these unique qualities, became a Bhagava. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
It was great to spend time with you again today. We hope that you learned something new, and we really hope that you can use what you learned as you go about the rest of your day. Now we know very easy ways that we can help support our relatives in a way that will be good for them in this life and future lives as well. The main thing is to encourage them to practice the Supreme Buddha's teachings. We start by practicing really well ourselves, and then it's easy to encourage them. We can remind them to keep the precepts. We can remind them to practice dana, maybe even invite them to join with us when we're going to give things away. We can tell them about the Dhamma that we're learning. Remember, I always like it if you can draw pictures of what you learned so you can show them to your friends and relatives. All these things help us get the blessing of supporting our relatives. Now let's share merit. Today we've done many wholesome actions by body, speech, and mind. And when we do actions like this, we like for others to be happy thinking about them. So, may all heavenly beings rejoice in this merit. May our teacher Lokosaya Hangsa, may our parents, our relatives, our friends, may they all rejoice in the merit that we've done here today. May they have happy minds thinking about these wholesome actions, and may they soon experience for themselves the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.